Now we're back tonight with more international news. The United Nations mediator between Syria's government and rebels has apologised to the Syrian people for yesterday's failure of peace talks. Lakhdar Brahimi tried to stay upbeat about going forward, saying an agenda for a third round had been agreed on, even though no date has been set for more discussions. The blame game is well and truly underway after the latest round of peace talks between the Syrian government and the opposition fell flat on its face. United Nations and Arab League mediator Lakhdar Brahimi ended the discussions after less than half an hour, as it became clear neither side would find a way forward.
So I think it is better that every side goes back and reflect and take their responsibility. Do they want this process to take place or not? I will do the same. I will go and speak to the Secretary General.
Not surprisingly, the Syrian government and opposition accused the other side of undermining the discussions, with blame also being laid at the door of some of Syria's allies.
I'm very sorry to say, really, there is nothing positive we can take. You know, we have been disappointed completely, but not only by the regime, but other sponsors so far, particularly the Russians, have not prevailed over the regime that want to stall. I hope they will do something about it, because they were part of the first meeting that led into the formation of the Geneva Communiqué.
At the end, today, the international mediator came to the meeting with a draft agenda. We immediately accepted the draft agenda, while the other side did not. You know, whatever you hear from these amateurs when they come here and they stand on the podium and they address the media, the international media, this is not accurate. This is not true.
Brahimi said the agenda for the next round, if it happens, would focus on 4 points: ending the violence, creating a transitional national body, rebuilding national institutions shattered by war, and reconciliation. But yesterday's breakdown leaves the future of the negotiating process in doubt, with no date set for a third session.
Scores of Ukrainian anti-government protesters have ended a 2-month-old occupation of City Hall in the capital of Kiev. It's all part of a government deal under which protesters are offered amnesty in return for leaving the building. Demonstrators occupied the building in early December. This as a revolt got underway against President Viktor Yanukovych's decision to ditch a trade pact with the European Union in favor of economic ties with Russia. Under that agreement, authorities have offered to drop all criminal charges as long as municipal buildings are cleared of protesters and main roads are unblocked by tomorrow.
Well, the anti-government protest movement is building momentum in Venezuela as the opposition aims to take down President Nicolas Maduro. Thousands of protesters, mostly students, have been gathering at the Plaza Altamira in the capital Caracas, demanding that Maduro resign. They say they won't stop until the government releases all arrested students and other opposition activists and ends political repression. The protesters, who have spearheaded days of marches against Maduro, say they are also fed up with rampant crime, rising prices and a lack of essential supplies in the country.
And back locally, former commercial radio host Li Wei-ling was booed while attending the city forum today. Still, she insists her sacking was politically motivated. Vicky Kung has more.
Unwelcomed and under siege. Some audience members at the city forum fired insults at former commercial radio host Li Wei-ling. Known for her sharp tongue, Li has openly accused Chief Executive Leung Chun-ying of undermining press freedom. She suspects her anti-government stance led to her sacking last week. But not everyone agrees. Commentator Song Siu-chung pointed out that Li has produced no evidence to support her charges against the CE. He does not think the allegations would stand in a court of law. But Li continued to fend for herself. She insists what she said and herself are the evidence. And she dismissed suggestions that she has already secured another job. Li also stressed she will never work for commercial radio again. Vicky Kong, TVB News.
Next, a protest against the influx of mainland tourists. But as Rachel Lung reports, some say the demonstration undermined Hong Kong's image.
Yet another episode of the tension between the people of Hong Kong and the mainland. About 200 people joined a movement in Tsim Sha Tsui to discourage mainlanders from coming to Hong Kong. The group insulted mainland tourists, calling them locusts, which forced some of them to hide inside shops. Police had to escort the tourists out. Some shops closed their doors as all this happened. Some tourists we talked to say they're offended, calling the protesters uncivilized. Some of them used obscene gestures, this holidaymaker said. Aren't we all Chinese? The demonstrators were confronted by a group of pro-government supporters who said the protest damaged Hong Kong's international reputation.
So we think it is very harmful to the image of Hong Kong, because Hong Kong is the international city. We welcome all of the country of the visitor. If they know Hong Kong have some people against the visitor, they will not come again to Hong Kong.
Meanwhile, organizers of the campaign were happy with the turnout and said today is just the start of a long fight.
As you can see that now is too many mainland tourists come to Hong Kong, and for us it's really overload. Yeah, so that's why we want the government to listen about it. But before, we can see that our government doesn't listen to us. So that's why today we do this protest to directly tell the mainland tourists how our feeling.
Arguments and tussles continued on between the opposing groups as the two tried to voice their demands. Meanwhile, police officers had to block off parts of the Canton Road during the protest. Rachel Lung, TVB News.
All right, Tony, what Olympics action do you have for us today?
Well, we've got some ice hockey to begin with, lots of exciting stuff, also some Super G. But let's turn to the hockey first. And the United States beat rivals Russia 3-2 in a shootout. The group match thriller had a little of everything, including a Russian goal disallowed because of a dislodged net. Jameson Wong with more. Let's move on to football. Manchester City beat Chelsea 2-0 to advance to the FA Cup quarter-finals.
And finally, a mainland thriller has won top honors at the Berlin International Film Festival. Bai Yan Hua, or Black Coal Thin Ice, captured the Golden Bear for Best Picture. It's about an overweight detective on the trail of a serial killer. Hong Kong's own Tony Leung was there to announce the winner of the Best Actor award. That went to Liao Fan, who played that detective. Japanese star Haru Kuroki was named Best Actress for her role in The Little House. That was a love story set against the backdrop of the Second World War. And American Richard Linklater won the Best Director award for his coming-of-age film called Boyhood. And that is a wrap of our news. Thanks so much for watching.
Good night.
Everyone, it was cloudy with mist today with a couple of rain patches. At 5 p.m., a humid maritime airstream was affecting the South China coastal areas. Today's temperatures range from 13.3 to 14.9 degrees, and the current temperature is 15 degrees Celsius. A trace amount of rainfall has been recorded since midnight. So, Freddie, how's the weather tomorrow? There will be sunny intervals, coastal fog in the morning and at night. Temperatures will range from 16 to 20 degrees. It will stay warm on Tuesday. However, the cool weather will be back later on next week. Tomorrow's air quality health index will range from low to moderate, and the maximum UV index forecast for tomorrow will be about 5. Now, here's the latest global weather update. Showers in Shanghai, cloudy in Taipei and Xiamen. Cloudy in Guangzhou, foggy in Macau, showers in Chengdu. Cloudy in Beijing and Seoul, sunny in Tokyo. Showers in Bangkok, sunny in Ho Chi Minh City, sunny intervals in Manila. Sunny intervals in Kuala Lumpur, thunderstorms in Singapore, rain in Jakarta. Foggy New Delhi, sunny in Karachi and Mumbai. Sunny in Cairo, showers in Nairobi. Showers in Brisbane and Sydney, sunny intervals in Melbourne and Auckland. Snow in Toronto and New York. Rain in Vancouver and San Francisco, cloudy in Los Angeles. Showers in London, cloudy in Paris, Amsterdam and Frankfurt, sunny in Zurich. And that's the weather. Have a great evening.